Hi all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this week doing something a little bit different. I am collaborating with fellow YouTuber Mena Talla, and we're going to be using a restricted colour palette of greens and blues to create a piece of artwork. The idea hoping that we can try and support each other in growing our YouTube channels, but also it's nice to kind of feel like you're doing art with somebody else, because art can be a little bit lonely. So we'll get cracking on with that, and I might have a quick chat about art challenges and why I feel they're so important, but we'll see how it goes. I am going to talk about art challenges, but first I just wanted to talk about this collaboration with Mena Talla. So as I said, we are working in a restricted colour palette of blues and greens, but we did not restrict ourselves in having to use the same mediums as one another or even creating the same work of art. We wanted to give ourselves as much expression and the freedom to do that as much as possible, and just try and work in a way that shows that we are working together by doing the restricted colour palette of blues and greens, but how we are both slightly different as artists and what we have to offer. So for myself, I'm working on a male portrait, which is something I don't normally do, which is why I'm using a reference photo to help with the initial sketching phase of this piece. And it's something that was a bit of a challenge, and I still have things to work on with regards to the portrait, but that's how it is. We are constantly trying to improve ourselves, which brings me to art challenges. I find that the easiest way for me to try and improve my skills as an artist is by taking part in plenty of art challenges and constantly trying new things. So towards the end of 2019, I really started to take this in my stride. Oh, as you can see here, I am actually using my Reeves gouache set. I forgot to mention that, I do apologise. But yes, at the end of 2019, I was starting to do a lot more challenges, and that helped create to where I am now in terms of my confidence level. So I started off with doing some draw this in your style challenges, and they are a great way to learn from artists that inspire you, so that you can see what techniques they use and the composition, and just seeing if you can learn things about this. So there are certain things that I've picked up from different artists that I do enjoy, the way they use their colours, the way they combine them together, composition of pieces, and I think doing draw this in your style challenges is a good way to test out what they are doing and see what you can learn and grow from them. The second challenge I did was the 100 Heads challenge. Now I know I've spoke about this a lot, but it is the most helpful challenge that I've done in terms of giving me the confidence of where I am now. So I was able to do, obviously you have the idea of it being to draw 100 different heads, and it enabled me to improve my skills at drawing portraits, and it boosted my confidence dramatically. So I was no longer relying on what people suggesting to me I should draw, and instead regained that confidence in being able to draw portraits and just learn to improve my work until it was at a standard that I enjoy, rather than constantly changing what I'm working on just because of what other people thought. The final challenge that I did is Inktober. So Inktober, I did restrict myself and I went completely without colour, and I only worked in black ink with the occasional touches of orange here and there. And it was a struggle. By the end of the month I was thoroughly fed up, but it was super helpful. One, it helped me work with shadows and highlights and learn all about tone and everything to do with that for a piece. So that was really, really good. It was a fundamental basic that I had tended to skip, and that's now helped me improve a lot in adding tones and shadows to a piece that I'm working on. I also found that because I couldn't use colour for the month, how much I missed it and the colours that I love to work with. So generally, if you've been following my work for a while now, you'd realise that pinks and purples are a massive part of my work, and I absolutely love them. So I really wouldn't have found that out as quickly as I did if it wasn't for the fact of doing this challenge and not being able to use them at all. A final challenge that I've set myself that is now going into this year is finishing off a small sketchbook that I've been working in. I've had this sketchbook for a while but never really used it, and now I've set myself the challenge of having to finish it. And within this sketchbook I am trying all sorts of different styles, from completely surreal to abstract, to all sorts of different things, just to see what I can learn from each individual style, and if there's anything I want to add to my own work and the composition of my own work. The challenge is to have this all finished by the time I go back to Thailand in March, so we'll see how that goes, and if it does work, then there will be a sketchbook tour of that book on this channel, but let's see if we get there first. So I think using this video has been a good way to explain why art challenges are so important, and I really do hope you've enjoyed this and can kind of understand why to me they are so important. If you did like this video, please do check out Mena Talla's YouTube channel. It will be linked below.